Hi dear audience, hope you would be fine. Today in this short video we would be talking about the major themes in the poem Ode to the West Wind by P.B Shelley. There have been the different conception of nature. There were the poets who, the romantic poets who have been varying conception of the concept of nature. For example, Wordsworth considered that nature is just one way and it is positive and it just lure the humans, it elevates the human sense. But he has always kept in mind the one aspect that was the very positive, means nature as the preserver, or the nature as some sort of the helping or the guiding source for the humans. And there have been other poets like Tennyson or the Browning. They have perceived the nature in the other sense, but P.B. Shelley has perceived the nature in its holistic and cyclic nature. He considers that nature is the preserver. First it gives the harm to the nature, and then it heals to the humans. P.B. Shelley considers that nature has a significant influence on the man, and it's like that of the cyclic. Cycle means if there is the autumn have its beauty. It tests the faculties of the man, it tests the humans, and then it gives the energy to humans. Even in the destructive aspect of nature, he has sorted out a sense of healing, medicinal effect. Medicinal means the curing one. So I personally like P.B. Shelley as a revolutionary poet, and I wish to talk on the further works of P.B. Shelley as well. So this Ode to the West Wind we ourselves studied in the graduation. And here the wind is a symbol of the nature, of the force which have a particular influence on the humans. He used the nature, the sense of wind for his voice as well. He considers that as west wind mix the word means brings the leaves of the autumn, fallen leaves from one place to another, as the wind regenerates those dead leaves. Similarly, he addresses basically to the wind that, "Oh wind, come and lift me as a wave and spread my ideology and myself to the whole universe." So this is more or less a tribute to that wind. So this poem simply written by P.B. Shelley, and these are the very opening lines of his poem. "O wind, O west wind, thou breath of autumn's being, thou from those whose unseen presence the leaves of the dead are driven like ghost for an enchanter's feeling." He address O means usually we address when someone is alive or someone is living in front or standing in front of us, we use the word O. So here west wind has been personified as a living object to whom P.B. Shelley is addressing, like a conversational mode, means a dialogue form. So the major themes, if we talk about the major themes, the one theme that is the power of nature. P.B. Shelley considers that nature and its element have a central force upon the man. Shelley presents the west wind as a symbol of nature's power, depicting as a force that can both destroy and regenerate. Our understanding over here is, P.B. Shelley's understanding is that he considers that nature is the destroyer as well, but it regenerates as well. This is what makes P.B. Shelley as the balanced poet, that he takes the both aspect of nature as they are. So this is what P.B Shelley makes as the a realist poet as well. The poem celebrates that the awe-inspiring and transformative aspect of natural world. Here, transformative means that it is the nature which keeps on changing, and as you know, we say that nothing is constant except change in this world. So similarly, P.B Shelley, in his worst time also considers that there is a hope, and as nature is testing our senses and it is exerting a tough time on us, we people, but there is a time in its cycle, in its cyclic form, there is the sense of hope and change. So the other theme, that is of the change and transformation. Throughout the poem, Shelley expresses a desire for personal and societal transformation. He sees that the west wind as a catalyst for change and invoking its power to inspire him and others. The poem reflects Shelley's belief that in the potential of the renewal and the transformative power of the imagination. As wind, just whirl the things from up to lower and lower to upper one. So P.B Shelley considers that as west wind. Here he's basically dedicating the west wind more as a tool of change, as a tool of transformation, rather than just a mere force. Definitely the wind has its energy. The wind has its energy on the physical landscapes as well. For example, when we say in the deserts or the dunes, when the air passes from with a great force, then we see the pressure or the influence of that wind on those dunes and the sand. But here he is not just talking about the physical landscape or the physical pressure, but he is taking as a metaphor or taking as a tool of transformation, which would be bringing something new out of those old landscapes and the old traditional modes. The other theme which is associated with this theme, that is of the freedom and liberty. Shelley was a passionate advocate for political and social freedom. All these group of poets, Wordsworth, Shelley, Keats, Coleridge, they have been the revolutionary, but later on Wordsworth has joined the job of the government. Only Shelley remained consistent to his ideology of liberty and freedom till the end of his death. In the Ode to the West Wind, he connects the power of the wind to the liberation of the human spirits. He calls on the wind to make me thy lyre. This line, "make me thy lyre," has been taken from his poem, the Ode to the West Wind. So he just urges the air, "O come and make me thy lyre," and ask it to carry his thoughts and words across the world, hoping that his ideas and ideals will inspire and bring about the change. The age in which P.B Shelley was writing, that was the age of restricted communication or transformation, means the modes of transportation were less. So P.B Shelley wants to be spread across the world more than the traditional medium of propagation. For example, at that time, books and the novels were the major source of communication. But he says that as wind spreads across the world within the minutes and the hours, similarly he himself wants to be he wants his ideology to be spread like the west wind across the world. So this poem also can refer as the poet's voice for the people. Shelley saw poetry and the poet as the means of conveying powerful ideas and inspiring political change. In the poem, the poet's words are compared to the leaves, means he is comparing his own words with those of the leaves which are carried out by the west wind. So being scattered by the wind, he desires to be a trumpet. Trumpet means that drum on which the wind has exert a pressure. You know, trumpet means what we called as lute, bansuri, or we use for the drums as well. Spreading his thoughts and messages far and wide, the poem reflects the Shelley's belief in the role of the poet as a voice of the people and a crystal catalyst for the revolution. So the other theme, which is that of the morality and immortality. Mortality means the death. For example, if a poet died without spreading his message into the world, he is mortal. So Coleridge dreams of being immortal. He says that before my death, though I am mortal, but my voice is immortal. So he says that my ideology should be spread to the whole universe. My ideology should be of use for the common public and the oppressed one. So Shelley contemplates that the transient nature of the life and the inevitability of the death in the poem. He admits in the poem that one day I would be no more in this world, but my voice, my ideology through this poem would be long lasting and forever. However, he expresses a longing, means desire, for immortality through his words and ideas. He hopes that his thoughts carried by the wind will endure a long lasting impact beyond his mortality. Means life is short, but the medium in which he is going to engage himself would be the long lasting. Here it also refers that man is, though man is the part of nature, but man is mortal. He is soon supposed to be died, but nature is the long lasting. For example, if someone asks me that how do you see the O to the west wind towards the P.B Shelley, I would say myself that P.B Shelley is basically trying to ride. A ride means to make a ride. A ride means to journey or to travel. Is trying to get his ride on the aspect of nature. He wanted to be where there is the nature. He seems to be afraid of his mortality, but he has a strong desire to be immortal like nature. So these are just few themes which are present in the poem O to the West Wind. The poem is rich in imagery, symbolism and metaphors. There are a lot of metaphors which he has used. There are a lot of images of the destruction, of the nature, of the hell, heaven. He has used, and it is offer a complex exploration of nature, human emotions, and the power of poetic imagination. This is one of my best poem which I ever like to read before the audience. So if you have any question, you may ask me. We would be there to answer the question. With this, goodbye.